Sorry, I can go upstairs. I came down here because I didn't want to wake you up.
Okay, so in this document, it was linked in the chat. So if somebody could link it in the chat so anybody new that just joined can have access to it. But this is from EquatIO, and they just kind of show what each of their different symbols mean. So they have a lot of different things. It's kind of like read and write for Google, so like ELA teachers, but for math. But they also have a math space. So if you type in EquatIO math space into another tab, maybe. You'll sign in with Google, and the kids would sign in with Google too if they were using this. It's another kind of whiteboard. And then you would just click start a new space. You can see all the other math spaces I have ever created in here. And then you can also assign them to students. So you could technically do this just like you would with Jamboard. So I believe Rachel, and I haven't really played yet because EquatIO and Jamboard was new to me. So we're going to try it together and we're going to just see what happens. So I think like she had her fraction bars. So I've got a circle there. And down here's different things. So right here is kind of your like settings. If you ever need anything changed, you can change them here, like language. If you want them large or small, that you can also do extra large if you have students that need to see it bigger. So all of that is in your settings. You can also change all of these on or off if you want to. And then here's are the features. Most of them, I believe, are auto on, but if for some reason you're not seeing a feature, it could be turned off. So you just need to turn it on and then hit save. So that's in the settings. This next one is the equation editor. And you just pop it in, and I can type fractions, and it gives me that fraction bar. I could also do the plus sign, and I could do 1/2, and it changes it to a fraction. And then once I think that looks good, I can just hit insert math, and now it's on my math space. You can also type like, trying to think what else. You can do division. This one's kind of really cool. Oh, I need to do long division, I think. And I can type in my numbers there, and then the kids can see what it would look like. I don't want to replace it, so let me get out of that. So if I wanted to do another problem, now I can insert it. And then again, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. Wherever you need to move it on your piece of paper, you can do that. They even have like multiplication with 3 digits. This one's probably my favorite. There's boxes. So those students that really do struggle, you could type in 34, let's do like 120, 23, and then I'll just replace it. And if you replace it, it goes here. And so then when the kids get this, they just do 2 clicks on here, and then they can start typing on the toolbar that pops up. And this button right here will make it bigger, or they can make it smaller. So then they can go ahead and solve all the different problems that they need to in this box, and then they can just hit replace math. So like if I put a 4, let's just write some numbers. So when I put replace math and then exit out of this, you can see that the kids typed in their answers. There's also, I wouldn't probably use the LaTeX, but it is just telling you what the computer is doing to make this happen. That's one that I just kind of ignore because you don't really need it. They also have it with Desmos. So if I'm trying to graph like 2, 3, you can see it graph on the Desmos graph. And then I can insert the graph, and you can see my little graph right here. And again, if I need to make it bigger, I can do that. If I need to make it smaller, I can do that. And then they also just have the pencil. So if I do like a 2 plus 3 3, that kind of stuff, you can also do that if you needed just a pencil. And then they have all these different shapes, and you can even search a ton of shapes that they have. So I know a lot of us are doing like volume. There's a ton of resources in here that you could use, or even like word problems. Like there was one with basketball. So if you have a word problem about some type of basketball game, you could add visuals to help those students picture it in their mind. And you can change colors by this little paintbrush up here. And then the next tool is these fraction bars. So I can do that. And then here is where I can change. So if I don't want 5 of them shaded, I only want 3, or not 13. Like I can change the number of segments. I can change how many are shaded. I can do whatever you need to do with that. You can also duplicate. So Control, copy, and then V. So now I've got the same shape, and I can do it again. So now I've got 3 of them. You can also do different angles if you needed to, and you can change it if I needed to make it smaller, or if I needed to make it an obtuse angle. So whatever you needed to do there. And again, they just have so many different things. You could do coordinate grids. Let's see here. There's grids, there's number lines. If you need any of that, this is just the toolbar. So then what, Rach, any questions about the toolbar? Okay, and then you can also insert files. So if you have a JPEG or a GIF or some type of image, you can insert it here too. So if you already have a worksheet, just take a screenshot of it and then you can upload it onto your math space. And so what Rachel, I think, did is she just went to Jamboard. So she went to Drive. And then you can either go to New or you can go to the waffle. It doesn't matter which way. Maybe.
Stephanie, can you do Jamboard New? Or do you know?
Oh, I don't know. Let's try it. No. Dang it. Come on. All right, let's try New since that button's coming up. And then it's More, and then Jamboard. And the kids on their Chromebooks, they can download the Jamboard app, and then they have all the features that Rachel talked about on the app version. If you remember her talking about that, we don't because we have a Mac. But if you have your phone, you could do it on your phone, some of those features, or if you have like an iPad or anything like that. And so then here's Jamboard. And then what I think Rachel did is I think she took Command C and then just Command V. Let's see if it works. No, she did not. So let's see what she
I was
did.
playing around with it yesterday, and I needed to put it in a Google Doc and then put it into the Jamboard. That was the only way I could get it to work.
So that's, yeah, so that might be, okay, we can also download it as an image. So again, where the settings are, just download if you're doing it in MathSpace, because EquatIO works in Google Forms, Google Slides, and Google Docs. And it has the same toolbar. You just won't see a couple of the features. And I can go over that too. So I'm going to go ahead and download this as a PNG. And then when I go here, I can add an image. And I can then upload it when it loads. And then I think what she did was in Google Docs, Tracy, she copied it over. Maybe. So then you have an image, and then the kids can work on that image on Jamboard if you wanted them to use like the Post-it notes And again, the kids have, I'm on my Chromebook, so the kids have this app, Jamboard app. They just click it once they have to add it to their little toolbar. And then I can open up the Math Space one, or they could go to Google Classroom and open up that way. And then this plus sign has a ton more features. So they can add stickers, they have an image library, they can add camera, so they can add their own pictures. They have Google Drive connected, images, sticky notes. So they have a little bit more features on the app version. And then let's look at and again, you can send this Jamboard in Google Classroom, make a copy for every kid, or you can do edit. So every student could edit on the same Jamboard. And that's how, if you're in my remote class for Matt Miller, everybody's able to add to the Jamboard because I wanted it to be collaborative. And so that is the Math Space. It just looks like this. But if you have a Google Doc, EquatIO also works in here. So you just have to find the extension. Mine might be turned off. So you got EquatIO, and it's the blue square diamond looking thing. You just click it to turn it on. Maybe. Let's refresh. And the kids have EquatIO too, so if they needed to use this toolbar, they could. And so again, here's your settings. Oh, I got click happy. Your settings are in the same spot. You've got this fun thing where I can type fractions, and then it gives me the fraction bar. And you only have to type a couple words for it to pop up, and then you can just click. So there's my fraction bar, so I can again do 1/2, insert math. Insert math. And it's going to give you it's going to become an image is what it's going to do. And so then you just hit OK. And you can see it thinking. My computer's being super slow. There we go. And then if you need to re-edit this, you just click it. And then you just hit edit math. And then I can correct if I needed to add plus, oh. And then I can hit insert math. And now it will change that equation to what I did. So it's really nice because you can just edit real quickly if you made a mistake, because we know how hard math is with the computer. And then again, the LaTeX one, you might want to just skip because it's just, if you know what it does in the computer, you can use that, but I don't. So it just kind of tells you what the computer's doing to create that math. Come on. Okay. And then this one takes you to Desmos again. So if I wanted to again do graphing on the coordinate grid, I can do so. And then as you can see, you can have it be labeled. So you can type in a label or if you wanted to, or it can pop up with the 2, 3. So again, you can change the color here if you wanted to. I can, if it would load. So you can kind of see it can go different places too on the grid if you wanted it to. And then again, I can insert the graph and it will go on my Google Doc. I like to do Google Slides with EquatIO just because I prefer slides over a doc because it's easier to rearrange images. And since this math is becoming images, it makes it a little bit easier to move around. And then the kids can work easier on it, or you can make it the background, that image, and then the kids can not mess it up as easily, or you can take it to Jamboard if you wanted to. And then you have this handwriting one, which is not on the math space, but this one's really cool too. So you can like write, let me see if I can do it better. So I think that's a Y. So you can see it kind of translating over here, but let's see if I can make a 1. So if you have kids that prefer to use their handwriting, they can do that and it will convert to text. Or if you're really good, like this works really well on a phone or a computer that's touchscreen. So if you have a touchscreen device, you could do handwriting and then it just converts it right to math. And then again, you would just hit insert math. And my computer is not thinking fast enough today, so I apologize that it's not showing up, but it should show up. Let's refresh. And you can crop the image, like you can see that I did that. That's why we can't see this fraction. There we go, that's a little bit better. So you can crop it if you needed to. They also have where you can speak to your computer, 2 times 3. And you can see it create, oh, I need to turn this off because it's gonna say everything. You can see it typing exactly what I just said. If your students use this, they do need to speak really clearly or it won't pick up everything that they do say. And then again, just insert math and it will go into the Google Doc. There we go, that's a little bit better. Let's see if it does it. And then this next one, if you have a phone and you have a piece of paper and you're like me and you like to do handwriting with math, let's see if I can pull this up. You just go to, for me, I just go to my camera app and I scan that QR code that's on my page. It's going to take you to a website. Let's see if I can stop presenting real quick. So it's going to take me to this website on my phone. I'm going to sign in with Google. Once it does that, it's going to pop open my documents. And I'm going to just click, I have MathSpace open and the Google Doc. So I'm going to click the Google Doc one. And then I'm going to just real quick type 2 times 3. And then here again, you can do the handwriting, you can do speech. I can also take a picture. So this time I'm going to take a picture of it. And you can save it as an image or you can save it as math. So now when I'm back, I'm going to save it as math. And then it's going to come on to my Google Doc. So my handwriting, I had 2 times 3 is going to get transferred to my Google Doc. So you can type everything. I could have also done this, and I could have, let's see here. Let me take another screenshot as it's thinking and you're watching it think. So there you can see the 2 times 3. I can also take a screenshot, save image, insert the math, see if it comes. And again, it does sometimes take a while to do this, so just be aware. But there's my piece of paper and there's my handwriting. So you could insert a screenshot of that, or you can do what I did up here, where I have the 2 times 3 and it inserted it to text. And then this button right here is the screenshot reader. So it will read the math. If I can get it. And then I don't know what Rachel did. Oh, so there's them using the screenshot reader to read that. And then I think Rachel just copied and pasted. Yep, she just did Command copy, so Command C, and then Command V. And that is how you get it over from a Google Doc slide to a Jamboard. Any questions or anything else you wanted to see?
Steph, my question originally yesterday when I asked you, so I downloaded, and I just want to clarify, I think you said this already, but I downloaded the EquatIO. I couldn't get it to work with on my Jamboard. That's not going to happen. I'm going to have to go to EquatIO. I'm going to have a doc or a slide, put EquatIO on that, and then I'm going to copy paste it onto my Jamboard.
Yeah, or you could use this math space and you could just go down and you could download it as a PNG and upload it that way.
Okay, so if I go to math space, then I download it as a PNG, and then I will
click the photos, and then you'll add the photo.
Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm. You can also assign the math space to students. So I can go here and I can make a copy for each person, make a copy for each person and expect a response. And the kids can then, you can copy this and put in your Google Classroom. You can click Google Classroom. And then it's going to have you pick which classroom and it's going to create an assignment for you. And then the kids will be able to also answer on this math space if you think it will be more helpful than Jamboard.
And the kids already have math space?
It's a web, so yeah, it will just open up.
Okay.
And then if you go back, so to view their responses, so if I go ahead, let me share this with you guys. So go ahead and in the chat, go ahead and open up that link. And you should be able to see my work, right? And so on my page, if you're looking at my screen, you can go to the thing that I assigned. So it's this one. And then I'll be able to see every single student's response pop up. Do you guys have like a turn in button?
I have a share button.
Let's see. Did you have to sign in with Google?
I did.
Okay. So here's the student space right here. Let's see. I think I'm in the student. I don't know if I can share it or if I can. Oh, here we go. So now it just took a minute. No, it didn't. I lied. Let's see if it did. But they should be popping up here. But I don't see anybody's work. So I don't know if that's because you're teachers.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Because I have I have the toolbar, but I don't turn in.
So that's the only thing I'm not sure about. Because see right here, the kids will have this submit button.
Oh, okay.
And you guys don't, right?
No, that's where I have the share button.
So then I hit submit. And then on the teacher side, you'll be able to see submitted assignments.
Okay.
But I don't know what that's going to look like for kids. What'd you say?
So each kid can get their own copy, just like if I would do a Google Slides. Now, can I give feedback on here?
Yeah, so like here's one that had, so this number 1 up here means I have one student that did this assignment. I don't know, you think it's sharing the link you guys would have been able to submit, but I don't understand that yet. So I'll have to test it out with some kids. So if you want help, I'm more than happy to do that. We can try to learn what we need to do. So once you click here, this student responded. And then it says feedback view up here. So if you turn that on, you have the tools. If you turn it off, none of the tools are going to be able to work.
Okay.
So then I would go here and I would probably, trying to think what would be the best way to do it. I want like a text. But you could make corrections. So like if that was not supposed to be a 6, you could say like 7, and then you could change your color. Oh, here we go. So here's the text. And then the kids can see it. I'm trying to see if they can change the color. There we go. And then you can change the color. So it would be like a different color that would stand out to them. So that's one way you could do that. And then you can send it back to the student. And then the student should be able to see that feedback, and then they can make corrections and resubmit if needed, I believe. Yeah, any other questions?
That was all I needed, Steph, because I was just stuck on that. So now I've got my day planned.
It might be easier just to use the math space instead of Jamboard for certain things. Like you just have to decide what is the goal.
Right.
But it's nice because I know like a lot of you need different shapes, and they have all that built in.
Okay. Thank you very much, Steph. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Stephanie, I was playing around with the line tool.
Yeah.
Thought maybe the kids could do a plot line with it.
Mm-hmm.
And after I did a couple lines, then it made a shape. Like it colored it in to make it a triangle.
Oh, gotcha. Let's take a look. Let me share my screen again. Share. All right. Was it this one?
Yes.
Yes, I think this one will, it's like connect the dots. But you might be able to do transparent. Come on. Come on. Ah, stop. I don't want it that completely transparent. I just want white. I don't know if it will give it to me. But this line tool right here is just going to be a straight line, but it's probably not what you want, is it?
Oh, no, that would work.
Okay.
It'll just connect them.
Yeah. Also, let's see if they have any other lines. They have these lines too, the number line, blank, the arrow, just the line. They have this light bulb. I don't know if that would help at like certain points, you know? Because then the kids could like write their answer. So again, they would just go here instead of using math, they would have to hit the T to insert their text. So that could be a good idea. Or they could use some of these images to help their story. Or they could even make their own images. Like I know with, let's see here, you know, like the circle. And then they could create a person with the different shapes or a house or something with the shapes that are in there. And then up here, there it is. They can import a file, so they could add images from the web too to help with their story. So if they had that plot line, they could say, you know, this happened first or this happened second or whatever they're trying to, this was the conflict. So then they could go to Google search and add images to their thing, or if they're doing vocabulary.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I didn't think to use this with ELA.
Well, I went to it because of the Venn diagram.
Yeah. Yeah, and you totally could. Like, you could use those two circles and you can make them transparent a little bit. Here, I can show my screen again. Yeah, this could definitely be an ELA tool. Because at first I was like, why is she here? No, I'm glad you're here. So if I take this circle and I command copy it, down here is the transparency bar. So you can make it kind of see-through.
Yeah, but in the shapes, there's an actual Venn diagram.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, then you don't need to do this. But you could also do like different colors if you needed to make your own or make a certain, because it's kind of cool if you can have them overlap. But yeah, you could just use a Venn diagram or create your own graphic organizer. There they are. Oh yeah, they've got tons.
Mm-hmm.
And you can even make one of the circles bigger. Or change the colors if you needed to. Yep. Yeah, just look in here because there are so many different things. Like they even have like a car if you're teaching science or something and you need that.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm going to stop recording, I think.